Let's take a look at a problem that wants us to find the distance between 2 points. Point A has coordinates 3, -5, and point B has coordinates -1, 2. So let's recall our distance formula. D equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So that's our distance formula. Maybe you recall that from geometry. Maybe you don't with that. So we've got to just plug in our values, our x1, our x2, our y1, and our y2. So here's the first point they gave me. This is going to be x1 and y1. Again, they're just the x and y coordinates of the first point. And this is going to be my x2 and y2. So now I'm going to go ahead and make my substitutions. I'm also going to use a little bit of notation from geometry. If I want to know the distance between points A and B, that would be equivalent to saying what is the length of line segment AB. If you remember your notations from geometry, I can just write an AB like that, capital A, capital B, with no line or anything above it, means the length of line segment AB, which is really what we're finding here. So this is equal to the square root of x2, which appears to be -1, minus x1, which appears to be 3, that quantity squared, plus y2, which appears to be 2, minus y1, which is -5, that quantity squared. Now, this double negative right there, I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. Subtracting a -5 is the same thing as adding a +5. Working to simplify this a bit, underneath here, -1 minus 3 would be -4. 2 and 5 makes 7. Now let me go ahead and square both of those things. -4 squared, -4 times -4 is +16. I can't count how many times I see students miss a problem like this because they try to put it into their calculator, they don't put parentheses, and they tell me that's -16. No, it's not. And then over here, 7 squared is 49. Going ahead and simplifying that a bit more, 16 and 49 makes, let's see, 59 and 6 makes 65. I have the square root of 65. If I wanted an exact solution to this, the square root of 65 is an exact solution. Some radicals could be simplified a little bit and still have and still be in radical form. For instance, like the square root of 50 could break down as 5 square root of 2, like that. That would be equivalent. Cat, stop scratching the chair. Just recording a video. Sorry. But the square root of 65 would be the exact answer there. If I wanted to go ahead and turn this into a rounded answer, maybe the question asks me to approximate this to the nearest hundredth or something like that, like 2 decimal places, then I go to my calculator and I take the square root of 65, which is approximately 8.06. So if the question asks for the exact answer, just enter in the square root of 65. That would be the exact answer. If it wants an answer approximated to the nearest hundredth, for instance, you would enter in 8.06 as your answer to this question. So that's how you use the distance formula to find the distance between 2 points or the length of a segment with given endpoints, whatever the problem is asking you to do.